one, Harriet. So we've got the last film pitch for the conservation category. So this is Dr Shireen Rahimi, and we're going to be pitching super corals. Right, nice one, good luck.
What if I told you that the fate of 1/4 of all marine life hangs in the balance, and the secret to their survival could lie in the Middle East? Coral reefs support marine life, but also over 1 billion human livelihoods. Sadly, our warming planet is destroying these ecosystems. Scientists think that in the next 20 years, we could see a global collapse of reefs. And ground zero for this collapse is right in my backyard in South Florida. Our reefs have already gone functionally extinct, unable to reproduce on their own. As an underwater storyteller and scientist, I document these sick reefs and the scientists keeping them on life support. Most of the footage you'll see, I shot myself. It's heavy work, and it weighs on me, as you can tell. Now more than ever, we need stories of courageous people fighting for reefs and winning. Sometimes, to find what you're looking for, you have to go home. This story follows me on a quest from my chosen home in Florida to my ancestral home in the Middle East, to uncover a remarkable breed of coral, the supercorals of the Northern Red Sea. These incredibly heat-resistant corals are expected to be the last coral ecosystems surviving by the end of this century. On location in the Red Sea, I meet up with my friend, Dr. Islam Osman, one of the scientists that discovered the resilience of these corals. But now he wants to figure out why. What makes these supercorals so super? I dive down, and I can't believe my eyes. The contrast with the reefs back home is almost blinding. Islam decodes the genetics and geological history that makes these corals so resilient. And we explore the animals that depend on them for survival. As we sit with locals and their families, we reflect on the importance of these reefs to their livelihoods and to our shared cultural values, how nature can bring us closer together, to our roots and to our sense of self. We work overtime because we know that Islam's discoveries are crucial to protecting Red Sea corals. But that's not all. By decoding the genetics of resilience, we can bioengineer corals to enhance reef resilience all around the world, even back home in Florida. At a time when coral reefs are seemingly outmatched, proving to be the earliest casualties of a warming world, this story shows why it's important to keep fighting for the places that we call home. Because if we can save coral reefs, we can save anything, even ourselves. Thank you.
Good pitch, thanks so much.
Thank you.
So yeah, I think it's really clear.
I'm sorry?
I think the pitch was really clear. I mean, you guiding us through the film, making your story part of the story of the film, really good idea.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just thought it was a great way to lay out, sort of a big problem, but also a big solution. I thought having that sort of 2 locations was clever as well, because it sort of shows how a very specific project can be widened out. And I think that's always good to sort of have something that feels quite small, but has got sort of universal appeal. So that was clever.
Yeah, it was a really clear pitch, and it is such a weighty and important subject. And I think a subject that people do know is an issue. So to have kind of this beacon of hope, and also in a region that's underrepresented in terms of both nature documentaries and also just sometimes how it's portrayed, it's like, that's really exciting. The other thing I really liked is you as a character and showing that you have there's emotions with your work, and I think this is a type of science communication that doesn't always come out in films, and I think it will attract a younger generation, frankly, as well, which is really exciting. So that was great. One question for you. there's clearly a solution. You guys are bioengineering. Is there an active project that you can portray where it's like you're showing whether there is growth or not? Is there a controlled experiment you're already running, or?
Yeah, so the scientist, Dr. Osman, he does a lot of restoration work in that area, and he's affiliated with KAUST, which is a marine research center in the area, and so they have a lot of projects going on where a lot of these techniques are actively being applied. There's also the potential of like going to Australia, because a lot of these techniques are being applied in Australia and adding a whole nother location. But yeah, there's a lot of people doing this work, and it's incredible work, and I feel like it goes a little underrepresented, but especially in the Red Sea, like you said.
Yeah. No, I love how you are basically globetrotting, and it's like there's this like community of scientists working behind the scenes to like save us, right?
And there's so much urgency is the thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice job.
A couple things. Like the why now, Jack Boodle in the previous session was a why now. What's the relatability? I mean, come on. So you laid it out. That's how you set it up. It's like, here is the issue. And then what I love about it, this to me, you boil it down. It's a detective story. It's you gather clues. What's going? Why are they dying? Okay, where are the solutions? Who are the suspects that could do this done? And then you go global with it. You make it feel really epic and really big and sweeping. And this planet is big and beautiful and largely blue, and the answers could be over here. They could save another blue patch over here. And the way you put those together with the doctor is really cool. I just love any kind of investigative story. It steals tropes from some great films, but it's an environmental story, but you get sucked into the clue gathering of it all. And you're wearing your private detective hat on with your mask and your tank, but you really are sleuthing this thing out. And then you combine it with the hardcore science, and the bioengineering is really cool as well. So these elements, to me, make it a very rich, full, not small project. And with as you were saying, a project, and you can prove that it's working, there's just hope. And so all those elements, I think, all add up to being sort of a really gripping proposition.
Thank you so much.